Good news, everyone. Evil GNCO here. We're going to have another conversation about Lost. So we're going to cover episodes 15 and 16 of Season 1. Those are Homecoming and Outlaws. Homecoming has the flashback focusing on Charlie, and Outlaws has a flashback focusing on Sawyer. I do kind of want to talk about these videos as a whole a little bit. So, I just recently had some upgrades to my systems, and I'm now kind of working with a new tool set, right? So, I mean, the video editor that I'm using is the same, but I now basically have the ability to capture things, and, you know, I'm hopeful that I'll be able to improve the quality of these videos. And I would like to go back and maybe redo some things, or I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'll do like some sort of season wrap up, I think, for at the end of this. And maybe that will benefit from these technological upgrades, and I can kind of go back and review a couple of things and think about, what I want to do there, but I'm still not entirely sure. When I'll keep you guys up to date. So, Homecoming. This episode, again, primarily focuses on, in the current timeline, the events immediately after Claire returns home from her kidnapping with Ethan, like when Ethan kidnapped her or whatever. And the characters are all really, trying to figure out how she got away. She has no memories of her time on the island. And they want to, figure out what the next step is. And Ethan actually tracks down Charlie and Jin, and is able to disable Jin pretty quickly and efficiently with like a sling, and then lifts Charlie up like almost one-handed by his neck and is like, "Bring Claire back to me."
You bring her here. If you don't, I'm going to kill one of them.
One thing I like about the way that Charlie reacts to this is he immediately shares this with, the other people to try and get everyone to, work together. A lot of times when you see these types of things in these types of stories, you find the character like doesn't know what to do, and so they don't tell anybody about like this thing, and they keep it a secret, and they're trying to make a decision, and they're trying to keep that decision secret from everybody. And I like that they don't do that here. Charlie is a much more positive person, at least at this point in his life, and he is able to kind of like put himself in the team. You know what I mean? So he's able to, work with the, explain the situation to Jack and to Locke and all them, Saeed, and they kind of come up with like what to do with that. Which their original plan is just to create some alarm systems and put up a guard watch, which they show people kind of doing it, but they really focus on Boone, and Boone basically, stays up for 5 minutes and then passes out without warning anybody, and then wakes up in the morning, like, hours later. Doesn't really make sense in the context of the story. Like, I've dozed off before, when I know that I'm supposed to be awake. Like today, actually, I almost dozed off in a freaking meeting at work, and I was just, ooh. So, I excused myself to go to the bathroom, and I kind of got the blood flowing a little bit, and I got soda, because otherwise I was going to pass the fuck out. And, the caffeine helped, and did its job, and I went about and did mine. But if consequences of me passing out were death, holy shit, man. And all I have to do is go wake somebody up, fuck yeah, man, you are getting shook the fuck awake. And I'm gonna sleep, and then as soon as, you start to feel yourself like dipping, you gotta kick me, wake me up, and we will switch it up. Guards are like the easiest things to deal with. They really are. But, Boone has that little moment. In the past, we see Charlie kind of post drive shaft days, and he's trying to like scam this chubby, this beautiful fucking woman. But they call her like a cow in the context of the story. Like I don't know, whatever, man. TV. She's TV fat, and I mean, she might weigh 130 pounds. Woo! But beautiful fucking woman, and he's trying to scam her to steal something from her so that he can like sell it for drug money, which seems like a little fast as far as like his money running out that fast. He tries to pull himself out of the funk and out of the thing by taking like a normal job, but he's also coming down off of heroin because his dealer won't give him any money or drugs or whatever.
One second. Bear with me.
Has like the worst sales pitch for these fucking copiers you've ever seen, and I mean, come on, like talk about on the nose type things, like he's like having trouble with the copier, and he just starts to puke, and so he lifts up the copier lid and pukes in it. There's a pitcher of water right there, man. Just like throw open the water pitcher. It's disgusting, but copiers are really difficult to clean, buddy. If you've ever gotten something jammed in a fucking industrial copier, oh my god, and that's not puke. Ooh. So, after the copier, he had stolen something right before he goes to sell the copier. He doesn't get the job or whatever, and he goes to like say he's sorry to her, but like they found that he already stole whatever he stole, and she basically tells him off, and
You selfish bastard!
She basically tells him off, and that's it. Again, back to the main timeline. So, he's trying to figure out, or everyone's trying to figure out what to do about Ethan and that whole situation. Jack basically decides that they should hunt him down after someone gets killed on the first day. And him and Locke basically like argue about it, but Locke is basically like, this is gonna happen again tomorrow, man. Like, we can't defend all this shit. So, it'll happen again tomorrow, and we don't know what's gonna happen, but he's probably gonna be successful in killing another one of us again tomorrow. So Jack agrees to hunt down Ethan. He gets the guns out of the case, gives one to Locke, one to Saeed. He keeps one, and then they're going to go give the other one to Sawyer, but they realize that Sawyer already has a gun, so they give it to Kate. They load them all up. They all basically have like 15, 20 rounds. And they go hunting Ethan. They find him really quickly, but somehow Jack gets into this like rain puddle fight with maybe it's just rain mud fight with Ethan again, but this time he's able to be victorious. Also, I would like to take a moment to think about Jack's mind space. He has said repeatedly through the episode like he doesn't want to give guns to people who don't know how to use them, but we have no understanding that he knows how to use them. Like, he's never used a gun in the context of the story so far, so we don't. Why is he on this mission? Because he gets beaten up by Ethan before? Because he's like the leader? Because you throw him in the mud with fucking Ethan and suddenly they're fighting on equal ground like they weren't before? Saeed's there, he makes sense, put him in a fight. Sawyer's there, he kind of makes sense, put him in a fight. Fucking Kate's there, we've seen her shoot people in previous episodes. Give her the fucking gun, man, in a second. Locke, I trust that guy with a gun any day of the week. What the fuck is Jack really doing there? Oh, he's the main character of the show, so he's got to be in every fucking scene. Alright, whatever. Charlie gets a hold of a gun and shoots Ethan. Dead. 4 shots. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's like another scene at the end of the show or whatever. I think. That's like the end of the episode. Okay episode for sure. And then the things I really like about this episode are I find Charlie's backstory to be interesting, although again I felt like these I really feel like in the backstory the backstory parts of the episodes that they're fairly thin threads at this point, and I remember thinking I was really holding on to all those threads in the first time I viewed them. Like this time they seem really thin, comparatively. So I don't know. Like at least his is really time constrained. Like there's maybe like a 6-week gap from the first scene in his past in this instance in this episode to the last scene. We know nothing about Ethan. Really potentially interesting character, but he's just dead. So that's unfortunate. I liked the confrontation with her at the end. I also like that she's a super beautiful woman, but for some reason they keep calling her like ugly, fat, cow, those kinds of things. Like, what the fuck? In what world?
I get why you pretended to like me.
Anyways, TV world. That's what. Next episode, Outlaws, really strongly focuses on Sawyer, and I actually like this episode a lot. Sawyer is a really negative character. A lot of people don't like him within the context of the show. Kate kind of likes him, and they actually have a neat little moment playing I Never, the drinking game, while they were trying to hunt down this boar thing. Not a lot really happens on this episode. Like you have Charlie is dealing with having killed somebody. And he has like a nice little chat with with both Hurley, who hasn't had an episode yet, and Saeed. Really feeling the lack of a Hurley episode. He seems like a really interesting character. He's not really on these mission team expedition type things, but he's really involved in the character moments, and I keep skipping by that. Like there was a really good character moment with him and Jin a couple episodes ago that I just totally didn't talk about in the video, and I kind of want to take the opportunity where he was trying to get Jin to teach him how to fish because he's starving of eating guava or I don't know, whatever. And so he wants to try to learn how to fish, but Jin, he doesn't think Jin likes him because Jin offered him some kind of sea urchin on the first day, and he didn't take it, and so he thinks Jin has it out for him or whatever, and we have no indication that this is the case. Sun and Jin have no conversation about Hurley, so we don't know any kind of thoughts on this. So it might be true. That's totally possible, and it might not be. Who knows? But the big event with that is that Hurley steps on a sea urchin or something like that, and he gets the spine in his foot, and he's like, "Pee on it, man! Pee on it! It'll help with the venom." And he's trying to communicate this to somebody with a language barrier, and it's not working. And the guy, Sun, Jin gives him some more sea urchin. He's like, "Oh, this is because of the thing with earlier." He's like, "All right, man, I'll just eat it." He eats it and then immediately pukes. And then later on, Jin gives him a fully cleaned fish to kind of all right, cool, man. But they have no communication at all. It's just whatever. There's this possible feud, but not really. I don't know. So it's a neat little just whatever moment. I like Hurley a lot, but we haven't seen enough of him. So yeah, Outlaws really focuses on Sawyer. We learn in this episode that his name is actually James.
James.
Good to meet you, James.
Which is cool. We didn't really know that until this episode. So 16 episodes in to not know a main character's actual name. Pretty cool.
What's your name, cowboy? Sawyer.
It's nice that they did something like that on a show like this. You don't see things like that this common. for somebody to like go by an alias. Same thing about Hurley. I think he does. I think we do know that his name is Hugo. He may have said that earlier with the thing with the when they were trying to work out who was on the island and the manifest and all that, and that's how they figured out that Ethan was somebody that wasn't supposed to be there. I think he does say like, "My name's Hugo Reyes. I'm not telling you why anyone calls me Hurley. Whatever." But the current plot line revolves primarily around Sawyer getting attacked by this boar. Like, not necessarily attacked, but like he keeps encountering this one boar. He thinks the boar has it out for him in some kind of way. And so he keeps trying, like he is trying to hunt the boar down. He gets Kate's help with that. They have the bonding scene over the with the alcohol, but it's weird. Like it starts out as this like, oh, we're trying to get to know each other, and then it turns into this like really negative place, and it was nice. Like it was just an interesting scene. Like, you know, he's like trying to get in her pants, and they're flirting, but then they start talking about like, you know, like these really negative things, and they both basically admit to murdering somebody. And that's like the only thing they have in common, basically, is that they've murdered someone. At this point, we know of at least 4 murderers on the island, because we know Sawyer, Kate, like Jack did a mercy killing, but you know, whatever. And then we know that. Oh no! Yeah, so Charlie killed the Ethan, and then we know Saeed killed that guard, his friend, the guard. So that's 5 people who. 5? Yeah, that's the only I can think of off the top of my head at this point. 5 people out of 40 have killed somebody. Holy shit, this is a dangerous island. That is fucking dangerous. Like, really think about that. The only people we definitely know haven't killed anybody, and we don't know this for sure, is like Locke and like Michael and Walt. And like Hugo. Hugo didn't kill anybody. He's a cool motherfucker. He's just like, man, I got sideburns that are like way too long, but cool. Alright. So they have their bonding moment, and you know, then they find like that the boar has like messed with their shit again, and they are able to track down a young boar, like a baby boar, and Sawyer tries to lure in the boar, the adult boar, with the little boar, and Kate kind of yells at him for it, and he kind of feels bad about it, chases after her, or chases after the boar, I can't remember exactly what, and then he encounters the boar, pulls his gun, draws down on it, decides not to kill it. 39 people or so are waiting for you or anybody to bring them fucking food. Where you're like, you know what? This old boar is raising this young boar, so I'm gonna not kill it. It's also like in line with where his story is in the past. So in his story in the past, he's hunting down the original Sawyer, the man who he took the name of, because a former business partner of his that screwed him over is trying to make it up to him by giving him the location of this guy who happens to be in Australia. So now we know why Sawyer's in Australia. And so Sawyer goes to kill him, kind of chickens out a little bit, goes to a bar, starts drinking, runs into Jack's fucking dad of all people, and they start really tearing back on either whiskey or tequila or something. And Jack's dad starts talking about his son and how good of a person he is, and yada yada yada, and how what Jack did to him was really the best thing that anybody could have done, but you know, he can't really say that to him, but he wants to. Like, he could just walk over to a payphone and call him, but he won't. And then whatever, I forget exactly what he says. He's like, this he refers to the business that that Sawyer alluded to earlier. And he says, will this business, you know, bring you comfort in this world or something like that? And Sawyer's basically like, yeah, this will, you know, make me feel better. I don't know. He's like, then you should do it. Do this business. So he goes back to where he tracked the guy down to, draws the gun on him, says, Sawyer. The guy turns around. He shoots him, like, once or twice. And the guy's like, oh, man, let's say Healy, right? Healy? Get him the money. I would have gotten him the money, blah, blah, blah. Basically, what we learn at this point is that Sawyer's former business partner used Sawyer's grudge against the actual Sawyer to manipulate him to killing this guy for him. This guy is not the Sawyer that fucked over James Sawyer, right? This guy is just some dude that borrowed money from James Sawyer's partner and didn't pay it back yet. And he was going to, who knows. So Sawyer was manipulated into doing a hit for this guy. It's a cool, okay story, Basically, Sawyer would have murdered the guy, so he almost got his, like, revenge or whatever, but he doesn't quite get it. Cool. I'm okay with that. And then, on the current plot line, he's basically learned that, he shouldn't kill this boar for no fucking real reason. So he forgives the boar. They go back to the, mainland. He gives the gun back to Jack. Jack says something about the Red Sox will never take the World Series, which is something his father said in the conversation with Sawyer. So Sawyer's like, wait, what'd you say? And then, like, we can see that Sawyer has made the connect, like, from a couple more things that Jack says, we see that Sawyer makes the connection, but he doesn't tell Jack that he met his father. I believe the last scene or so is between Charlie and Claire, and she starts to remember a couple things here and there, but that's really it. And they go and have a nice little walk. The end. So again, guys, I'm going to play around with the formats a little bit for these episodes. I'm going to try and include a little bit more actual Lost video, and hope that I'm doing, enough original content in these shows to warrant the use of those little, clips, the fair use of those videos, in the same way that I was using the images before, but more, and also images, because I'll be doing my own image capturing from now on. So I would expect that those pictures that I will be using, like right here, will start to look better. Unless it's like comic books. It's from comic books. But anything that I'm watching on TV will, I imagine, have dramatically improved visuals right here. And, maybe even like little snippets of video like you've seen throughout this video. I'm going to try not to be too aggressive about that, just because, I want to be respectful to the creators of these shows. I think that the reason I'm doing this video series is not, nobody's watching it as of right now. Like, literally, I have 1-2 views per episode, and they're not making it through the full video. Like, nobody's watching this part of the episode. But if you are, thank you very much. Comment below and say what up. But I'll know you made it this far. But I just want to be respectful to them, and I want people to watch Lost. I think it was a good show. I think that it has its faults, it has its problems, but like, especially for the time, it was fucking brilliant. Until 2000, I guess technically Breaking Bad started airing while Lost was on, right? Because I think it started in 2008 and Lost was done in 2009, somewhere around there. Lost was the best TV show, one of the best TV shows of all time, until Breaking Bad really pushed it down. I mean, The Wire, Breaking Bad, Battlestar Galactica, Deadwood, these are like amazing classic shows. that people are going to talk about forever. I hope, you know. But Lost is up there, and people will give it a lot of shit for a lot of reasons, and some of it certainly deserves, and some of it doesn't. So I hope you guys are enjoying the video series so far, and I hope it improves and gets better. And honestly, I hope that never changes. Like, I hope that I'm constantly improving. I'm hoping I'm constantly learning better ways to present this information to you guys. And I hope you're all having fun. So let me know if you guys have any ideas, comments, suggestions in the comments section of the video, or you can hit me up on YouTube at EvilGenius0, and I will catch you on the next Lost video, which should be soon. Ooh. Don't know why I did the ooh. I think I'm going to keep it in because it's ooh, real creepy and weird.